Hello Fortnite fans, welcome to the Faulty Splits 100 drops. In this video I'm going to be dropping into Faulty Splits 100 times. Just to be clear, I copied this video idea from Luke the Notable, who still makes great videos, just not on Fortnite anymore. Over the course of the 100 drops, I'm going to land at every building 10 times so that I can learn the entire POI. I'll give you my thoughts on every building throughout the 100 drops, and at the end I'll give you my opinion of what the best drop spot is in Faulty Splits. Without further ado, let's get into game number 1. Here you can see me using the Falcon Scout, one of the new items they've added in Chapter 4 Season 1. It allows you to do quite a few things, but I mainly use it to track players because I'm terrible at knowing where players are at. Here, it secures me a few kills. Let's skip forward to the end of the match, where I miss my shots while riding on this guy's vehicle. I might have won this fight if I remember to reload my pistol. All of these games were played in zero build because I'm trash at this game, and in solos because I have no friends that play this game. No friends that play this game. I also use visual audio because I'm Fortnite deaf and can't locate players for the life of me. In the first 5 games, I haven't gone for the 10 drops at every building strategy yet, I'm just landing at different buildings. This game wasn't that interesting. I had a scuffle with this guy, but we backed off and then died to this guy later on. Okay, I'll address the augment system. It's a new system that was added this season as well, and it allows you to choose perks throughout the match. They make every game more unique and I really like them because of that. I managed to get this somewhat decent kill, don't mind the fact that I also hit myself with the rocket. Here I pick up the Deku Smash, which is a bit overpowered, however you won't see me use them till later because here I die. Here you can see my tendency to use grenades when I find them, just for the fun of it. Although this time it doesn't pay off. Ended up dying to this opponent because I always miss the easiest of shotgun shots. This game Faulty Splits was very ha! And I died because I cancelled my SMG reload by opening this door. Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing either. Can you guess what character I'm trying to portray here? I'll be looking in the comments to see if anyone can get it. In this game I died from a third party, after third partying a third party. I'm not sure why I bought this skin, I've never heard any of his music ever. I swear that during these 100 drops I get a lot more rare chests than I normally do, and this time I get a gold SMG out of it. But it wasn't enough to beat this guy. I almost died here, but was saved by Joni. She wasn't there to save me from this next death though. Since pretty much all I do this game is loot, I'll explain my preferred loadout. I'll take either the Maven or the Thunder as long as it isn't the Heavy, which you'll see why later. Before I started the 100 drops, I preferred the Red Eye. However, I realized that I'm not that good with it, and actually like the Famos more. The pistol this season is really fun and I take it over the other 2 SMGs. None of these items managed to save me from the first guy I met. Shout out to atwop64 for inspiring me to make 100 drops of my own and making great 100 drops himself. Check him out if you're interested in more 100 drops. Here I picked the Danger Hero perk, which is one of my favorites, and this is why. It saved me from near certain death here. It didn't save me from this death though. Got an epic grenade snipe here, although sadly no kill. Here is a classic case of me being Fortnite deaf because I didn't notice the third party that was shooting right at me. Here's the first failed recording of the 100 drops. You can't have 100 drops without a few missing games. And trust me, there will be more. I often don't notice how much health I have left when I'm fighting. And then this guy got a lucky 1 pump on me. Another failed recording. You see that purple heavy on the ground there? That was mine, and also the reason I lost. I got a kill on this opponent's AI and the opponent himself, but I ended up dying to Storm because I was busy fighting this guy. I might have survived this fight if I just remembered to drink all of my slap juice. After arriving at my treasure chest, which I got from the Peely's treasure augment, it took me almost an entire minute to open it. I was in a great position to win this with good loot, but then I was bum rushed by 3 people straight after each other and I died to the last one. This building is pretty good. It's got plenty of chests, coolers, is easy to loot, and you can rotate to the north side of Faulty. I got a crown off camera, let's see if I can keep it. I kept attacking from long range with an SMG. I was just about to leave when another guy appeared. I was emboldened to use the same strategy due to the kill I got earlier. I really should have just approached sooner. I started this fight with a disadvantage and the opponent had a better pistol. I lost track of the storm while fighting and I could have made it out alive, but I got caught in a few too many fights. Game 21 actually went decently. I almost died many times this game. First I looted up, then I killed a bot. Here I grabbed the Deku Smash again, and this time I actually used it on this guy. Yeah, it can insta-kill someone. This is when I absolutely should have died. The only reason I survived was because the opponent missed 5 shots in total. Then I obliterated another player with the Deku Smash, although this time I almost died. I got this nice AR kill as well. I had a real chance to win this game, but I lost because there was a player in this gas station and I had my Deku Smash out. I made it to the end game the next game with good loot and a Deku Smash. I wanted to experiment and see what would happen if I used the Deku Smash on the Ageless. It made him phase through the wall to reach me. While I was fighting him, I got shot in the back by someone else. I managed to survive, finish the Ageless and pick up his hammer. I had another good shot at winning. Another player turned it into a 1v1v1, but then I died because I got stuck on these rocks. Game 23 is a classic case of the opponent hitting their shots while I miss all of mine. This is when the Dragon Ball mythics were added back into the game, and they'll be here for a majority of the 100 drops. I died hiding behind a piece of cover that clearly wasn't large enough. I could have survived if I had just used the 6 grenades in my inventory. We're now a quarter of the way done with the 100 drops. This game didn't live up to that level of importance because I got snuck up on while looting. I'm even blind to the indicators that are there to save me. I thought I could go in for the third party, but I just got beamed because I tried using the heavy shotgun. I got the Shotgun Striker augment, which gives you siphon for every shotgun pellet that you hit. I still lost this fight because I'm a total bot. I was glad that I got this nice double kill, but then immediately afterwards all of my hopes and dreams were crushed. My thoughts on this building are that it's not very good. It doesn't have that much loot and it's in between multiple buildings, so you're likely going to be caught in some crossfire. I'll spoil this for you, but game 29 ends up being my highest kill game during the 100 drops. It's a bit depressing knowing that it's all downhill from here, but as a reward, I'll make a kill montage out of it. Okay, I lied. It's not a kill montage because I have a lot to say. Once again, Danger Hero came in clutch here. This is also why I love the rocket launcher. It's so strong. Somehow this cabinet stopped the opponent from leaving and stopped me from getting hit. This cabinet deserves some praise. I saw this guy going in the opposite direction, so I thought I was safe, but he instead ambushed me and I noticed him too late. Let's talk some strategy. I recruited Joni a lot during these 100 drops, because an AI can alert you to opponents you don't know the location of, and on top of that, Joni sells an epic or legendary red eye. If you're watching this video while the Most Wanted event is still active, then she won't be there. A player might also target the AI instead, revealing their location like this person did here. This person kept destroying the rocks I was hiding behind super fast and tagging me. I tactically used this jellyfish to move towards the opponent. I missed all of my shots due to my chronic aiming problems. And then I remembered that I had the 0 chance perk. So I decided to dash up to him to finish off the opponent, and then he shot me mid-air while I was dashing up to him. What? I think this player is a literal AI, because the AI loves going up and down the zip lines over and over. If this player was an AI, then they were the best AI ever made. This game will actually do a kill montage. damage. I ended up dying to a guy who was just sitting in a tree. Of course, the tree. Got a few decent kills this game using the bird. While I was capping the capture point, I saw a supply drop nearby, so I thought that I could open it using the bird and bring back some loot. But instead, this happens. This is the first time I was killed while using the bird, so I was quite shocked. When I landed, I started chasing Goku, but I got slowed down a bit. When I reached him, he somehow managed to kill me with a DMR. Game 35 was pretty chaotic, but not the most chaotic. That game comes later. I hid in the vents and I was waiting for the opponent to arrive, and the second I started healing, he came in. I was quite annoyed at this. This game I was graciously gifted a gold thunder from the Fortnite gods, and I got a nice kill on an AI. But then I wasted it by dying to this player because I wasn't paying attention to my health again. This game was going well. I got some nice kills, had good loot, and reached level 200. You won't see the max level super style until the end of the video though, so stay tuned. After I got this kill, I suddenly get disconnected for seemingly no reason. I didn't have bad ping or high packet loss. My connection was completely fine. I think that the bowling building is one of the better ones. It has a ton of slurp barrels and chests, so if you survive, you'll get a lot of loot and full shield. It is in the center and a popular location, so there is usually a decent number of opponents landing there as well. I would say that it was better before the Most Wanted update because it was less dangerous. There were no henchmen or boss around and you could hire Joni. Another failed recording. All my notes say is that I got killed by a player that was way better than me. The opponent was wearing the focus skin, so I can believe that. I had the upper hand in this fight, but I hesitated to push, so I got lasered by a pistol and finished by the heavy. I got a nice kill on this player using the hammer. Over the course of the 100 drops, I'd say that I preferred the hammer more than I did before and would choose it over the bird, because it grants so much mobility. Then I got into an extended scuffle with a Celine, which ended by hammering them away as well. My downfall was waiting for Joni to get into the car, which allowed another player to catch up with me. We fought in the bush and he somehow managed to hit his shots, while I couldn't hit mine because we were fighting in the bush. I started recording late, when I'm already in the top 10. You have to take my word for it, but I finally managed to sneak up on someone else instead of the other way around. I got this Rift-Jector perk, which rifts you into the air when your shield gets broken. It's really good, and it has already saved me once this game. I third-partied this fight and got a kill with a clean Maven headshot. Here I got the Nimbus Cloud Mythic, which is an absolutely insane mobility item. It allows you to glide very far, or you can cancel it mid-air to fall on top of someone. Here, however, I accidentally cancel it immediately. Rift-Jector saved me a second time, and then it saved me a third time because my aim with the red eye is awful at times. This Chrome Punk managed to land an Excalibur hit on my arm, even though I'm hiding behind a rock. I land in a bad spot because I spot the third player on that hill. I remember that I luckily picked up the Bush Camper perk, which heals health and shield in bushes. This lets me get back to decent health. I see the Chrome Punk attack the other player, so I take this hammer and charge towards them. The Chrome Punk turns it into a 1v1 and then I hammer him into the storm and get the first victory of the 100 drops on game 41. I got the Nimbus Cloud again in game 42, but this time I didn't get to use it for that long. I killed a lot of bots this game, 5 of them in fact. After I got a supply drop, Joni decided to pickaxe my launch pad. You can see my disbelief through the screen. In a truly 100 IQ move, I shot the opponent's car towards me, so I took damage when it blew up. This is the second time I decide to use an item at the worst possible moment. Right when the opponent comes in. Epic grenade kill! I finish this guy and make it out of 40 splits. Then I first party this fight, but don't get the first kill. I hit the opponent for a lot of damage, and right when I approach for the killing blow, I get beamed by an assault rifle from 150 HP and shield to 0. I tried to copy the player from game 30 by breaking everyone's cover, but all that did for me was alert everyone in the match to my location. I tried to drop down on this player, but by this point I hadn't realized that you need to hold the Nimbus cloud for it to disappear. Here Riftjector actually got me killed instead of saving me. You may be wondering why I'm not mentioning the 1 to 2 kills I get almost every match. The reason why is because they're almost all bot kills and not very interesting. What is interesting is this lucky thunder shot I got on this player. The problem was that I was sandwiched between two players, which is never a good position to be in. The nail in my coffin was that the opponent had Danger Hero, which I had also been offered earlier in the match, but instead chose Light Fingers. In game 47, I crashed the annual bot dance party. It must be that, because I don't see any other reason for them to crowd around this wall. I grabbed the Tactical Armory augment, which grants you a combat shotgun and a tactical AR, because it's something different. The problem is that I'm not very good with them. This fact comes to bite me in the back later. I would have won this fight if I had a Maven or a Thunder Shotgun. I thought I was going in for a simple third party. Instead, I joined an all-out war with 4 other participants. This guy got me with a big brain play by using the stairs instead of the door like I was expecting. I almost died this healthy, but I survived because I actually hit my shots for once. I used the bird to absolutely slaughter this player when he thought he was safe in the bush. I also managed to find a group of 4 birds, truly a beautiful product of nature. This Goku exploded himself, so he was an easy kill. I was about to grab a Nimbus Cloud, but I wasn't able to because I started getting shot at. This Dr. Sloan surprised me as well, but I survived due to Riftjector. After landing, the Dr. Sloan turns it into a 1v1. I get 2 rocket hits on her, and this is why I love this weapon. I miss my last few shots and get 2nd place. Dr. Sloan only survived with 18 health. Game 50, the halfway point of the 100 drops, and I only have 1 win so far. At a drop spot, the hot dog restaurant isn't good at all. It only has a few chests and it's very open. The only thing it has going for it are the slurp barrels and the cooler, which you can usually get max shields from. After almost getting 2nd, everything goes wrong instead. I complete with my drop spot, I don't get a shotgun, and get immediately killed by someone who does. In game 51, I almost died of spawn, but I lived! Then this player decided to explode himself while I was outside the room and give me a bunch of great free loot. My great loot didn't save me from my terrible player tracking skills though. I'll find the opponent. Just wait. A little longer. Ah, there they are. It won't be a real fight if I didn't miss a few shots and die. I made it out of 40 splits when I saw this fight going on and killed this player. I picked up a sweet legendary burst assault rifle from that player. When the Ageless pulled out his shield, I tried to use a tactic where you go past the shield and hit them for big damage. But knowing me, of course it didn't go according to plan. I found this Dusty capping the capture point, so I tagged her well and then slaughtered her with the slam from my hammer. I got a victory crown from it too. For once, my situational awareness didn't completely suck either. I wasn't sure if I would take damage from the Deku Smash if you were in a car. Now I know the answer. Maybe my reaction time is too slow, because I once again hesitate to the Doomslayer in the face with a thunder shot, and because of that, I died. Game 54 started with me getting a surprisingly clean kill on this bot. After rifting this player away, I get brought down to 19 HP by this other player, even though I'm in a bush. The bush and my skills allow me to get the kill though. Skipping to later in this game, this opponent gets the first hit on me, but I retaliate by hitting a thunder shot on them. Before they can finish me with their scar, I finish them with another shot. My reward for this feat is a crown and a rocket launcher. I get a little nervous when this Dusty tagged me a few times, but I managed to kill this Dusty just like I did the one from last game. Although I once again swap away from my shotgun before I shoot. I really need to fix that habit. I didn't realize this Deku Smash was aimed at me and miraculously don't die. I only get sent far out into Storm. I use my Chug Bashers and the hammer from the player I just eliminated to crawl my way out. I love the Storm Mark augment because it allows me to see players' locations, which is what I struggle with. It especially helps in endgame. Because of that, I know exactly where this player is and eliminate them. I decide to pick up the Kamehameha because I realize I haven't used it in the video yet, so I take my chances and pick it up. Then I use it on this unsuspecting player to secure myself a second win. I initiate a fight with this player, but take a lot of damage. Using my 200 IQ Giga Brain, I decide to drop down to get some shield. While I'm doing this, my eyesight is over up here, and I don't notice that the opponent is on the stairs until I'm already getting shot at. You didn't actually think I could win back-to-back games, did you? Dead. Wait, hold on a second. Rewind. This player was hitting me while they were facing the complete opposite direction. I only had 30 ping. How is this possible? Game 58 gets the award for the stupidest thing I do during the entire 100 drops. I charge at this player who is hiding behind a rock a fair distance away, with no mobility and no cover if I get shot at. I could have just used the car. Yeah, this death was fully deserved. This grey building is a good landing spot for the modern part of 40, because after looting this one, you can easily move over to the brick one right next to it. Then you can either rotate to the bowling alley or this building in the medieval area. I think it's better than this building because the rotation to the left medieval building is more valuable, as the building has way more loot than the right medieval building does. After opening a rare chest, I launched myself up the stairs and face planted on top of an Eerie. It didn't end well for me. After killing 5 bots, this player manages to hit every single Maven shot. I missed all of my shots on this bot and then got cleaned up by another player because I got a heavy shotgun out of this chest. Yes, I stand by my opinion even if it's legendary. I can explain. I'm not a sweat. I just like skins with a lot of customization options. I fought against this Iris for a whole minute, which is a long time in zero builds, especially for me. Sadly, I lost. I might have survived if I was more aggressive and used all of my chug splashes. In this game, I realized just how much I love using the bow. Hitting the shots is so satisfying. I did have to drop it for a Nimbus Cloud though. I lied. Game 63 had my dumbest moment of the entire 100 drops. I'd third party this fight and start chasing this player, and you can clearly hear that she jumps into the dumpster. Somehow I didn't notice it, and I'm confused where they went. This wall over here even broke. I end up dying because for some reason I tried to use my shotgun from long range instead of approaching first. It's just dumb. This is the reason I use the Maven. I actually survive. Not sure why the other player didn't pick it up though. I took a lot of damage during this fight as well, and was finished by Cypher PK, even with this nice shot. Game 65 was used as background footage for my Battle Pass trailer ranking video, so if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Okay, back to the game. I hit this player with my bow and he died to the stink effect, which doesn't happen very often. This game just kept going downhill after I missed this bow headshot. First I missed my shots, and was brought down to 9 HP. I survived for longer than I thought I would, but the end was inevitable. This is the first game with Slurp Juice back. It's nice to have a larger variety of healing items, and I think the Slurp Juice is pretty good because it heals you over time. I proceeded to kill 4 bots, 1 actual player, and committed identity theft in game 66. This righteous citizen stopped me in my tracks as punishment. In game 67, I found an incredible augment plus weapon combo. It's the Icy Slide augment plus a hammer. Just look at how far I go. Coming up is one of the strangest things I've ever heard in Fortnite. Believe me, I didn't edit this. I heard this voice in game. In fact, it sounds a lot like... Game 67 also gets the award for the cleanest series of kills I got in the 100 drops. Nice. Don't worry, I'm still a bot. In this game, I decided to go for some meme strats and pick the party time augment. It actually comes in handy as it allowed me to chase this guy down and finish the kill. Oh yeah, I love the mythic pistol and the augment that gives you it. I was moving around the map using my shockwave bow, and I happened to meet a player in midair. As soon as I jumped here, I realized I was done for. The brown building isn't as good as the grey building I mentioned 10 games ago, because if you loot both, it'll take you longer to rotate to the bowling alley or to the medieval area. The fact that it's shorter than the grey building means that you're at a height disadvantage if someone attacks you from the other building. I quickly acquire a great loadout this game and challenge these guys to fight with them. I was a little worried, but why should I? I'm hitting 110 damage headshots with the Maven. Then I had truly acquired the GOAT loadout. It didn't do me much good though, because I hid in this tower for the rest of the game, and then was attacked by a player who was way better than me. I was about to open my juicy treasure chest in game 70, but I was ambushed. Luckily this rock saved me from this fence. It didn't save me from continuing to miss the easiest of shotgun shots. Look at this in slow-mo. Okay, on point. Perfect. And how on earth did I manage to miss? After that embarrassment, I wasn't long for this world. Game 71 has some great professional clean kills like these. It also has some awful bot moments. This clip demonstrates just how bad my aim was with the red eye. He was literally just walking forwards. His last kill was so sloppy, the other guy was able to walk outside, touch grass, come back inside and kamehameha me. Third party failed, we'll get him next time. In game 73 I pulled off a successful third party and I was feeling good after getting a gold thunder. That feeling didn't last long as I was caught out in the open with no cover. Game 74 is officially the shortest game in the entire 100 drops at only 34 seconds long. I wish it wasn't, because I really like almost all of the Chapter 2 Season 5 Battle Pass skins, and it would have been nice to do decent with them. Oops, I accidentally spoiled a few games. Oh well, I guess I'll do a rapid fire round then. By the way, I died to a Famos while I had a Maven. Maybe I should just retire from this game. Late grenade throw, shot in the back. This player handed me a mythic pistol, and I continued the tradition by handing it to this player. After missing all of my shotgun shots, I got this cool chase kill. The sweat blended in with the stairs. The pistol was not loaded. Wait, hold up. Game 17 actually went somewhat well. Okay, rewind. I don't know how this bot managed to get inside this tree, but I did some deforestation and eliminated him. Here, I didn't want to drop my bow and I wanted to take the hammer, so I went for an unorthodox loadout by dropping my AR. To be honest, I don't think it made much of a difference. I was about to third party a bot fight, and that's when I found out that you can't shoot bows while riding animals. Epic, please fix. I broke this player's shield. I would have killed him if he didn't have Riftjector. I broke this Blaze's shield twice. The first time it was an equal fight, and the second time I died. The small medieval building on the south side of Faulty's place isn't worth landing at. The other two buildings simply have much more loot. This is the first and only time the porta bunker has actually been useful. I didn't end up being reality's greatest warrior because I didn't notice how much damage I was taking while zoomed in. Game 81 may look pretty chaotic, but it's got nothing on Game 89. I had alright loot, although the rocket launcher is pretty good. But then I had to go AFK for a bit, and you can guess what happened. Exploded myself a little bit, and then got killed by this player. No, not that player. This player. Wearing my favorite skin in game 83, so I can't mess this. Oh. Wait a second. Rewind, pause, zoom in and enhance. He's right there. I can't believe I didn't see him. Game 84 is completely missing because I forgot to open OBS. Luckily you didn't miss much. I was killed by someone way out of my league with 0 kills on the board. Game 85 starts off with an epic grenade kill. This has to be the worst blunder I have made with the bird. I just bought the order and it's my first time wearing the skin. Sadly, I didn't get to wear it for very long. It's also my first time wearing this skin because I don't like it. I get a cool bow kill on this guy. Forget you ever saw this. The circle never left faulty, so I got second to a player with an all gold loadout. Got a bunch of nice kills in game 88. Then I died to an umbrella because it was blocking my cover. Let me repeat that. I died to an umbrella. Game 89 gets the award for the most chaotic game in the entire 100 drops. Have a look at this. I got into a storm fight with a player who had a chug cannon, but as I also found out, a Nimbus cloud. The left medieval building is less popular than the southern one, so you're less likely to be killed off spawn. Both buildings have a similar amount of loot, although the southern one has slightly more and is higher, which can allow you to spray other players below you. I'd say it's up to your personal preference which one you should pick. Let's do a kill montage, since I got a ton of nice kills in this game. I should not have won this fight, but for once my shotgun flicks actually landed. The only reason I made it out of the storm was because of these Dragon Ball and Deku drops. It was a miracle. By this point I had used all of my AR luck on these 2 kills, so I missed all but one shot on this free target. I could have won this game, but I didn't react fast enough and was sprayed down. I didn't notice that the skin I killed here was different from the football skin I shot at here. Eventually the football skin came back and I died the same way I did in game 64. Game 92 I'm wearing Sylvie, one of my favorite skins. She's quickly growing on me. Managed to make a clutch save at the beginning and not die like in game 86. I decided to give the heavy shotgun another chance, even though it had gotten me killed several times before. And what do you know, that's exactly what happened. The Dragon Ball items landed very close by, and I thought to myself that the player who picks those up would be dangerous, and I was correct. Game 94 ends up being the longest game in the entire 100 drops, and that's because I riffed out of faulty very early. I hid on top of this match for 8 minutes straight, until it was a top 5 situation. I got some good red eye hits on this player and managed to kill this other player. I was snuck up on again, but survived due to Riftjector. I killed this poor guy on a tree, but didn't manage to kill this other player because I missed a few shots. I had to rotate due to storm, but there were no good spots left, so I had to land on top of this other player. I was saved by Riftjector and narrowly avoided a hammer that would have killed me. This player has aim that's just as bad as mine because he missed some easy shotgun shots that would have killed me. He missed some pistol shots as well, which let me kill him. I had nowhere to go with only 11 health to spare. I didn't stand a chance, although I'm surprised I even managed to get second in that game. Game 95 is after the Most Wanted update came out, so the Dragon Ball mythics are gone, but in their place, a bunch of other weapons have been unvaulted. Faulty Splits has also been taken over by the Cold-Blooded, and it has a vault in the bowling alley building. Due to this, the matches get a lot busier. Last Shots is yet another pistol augment, so of course I'm going to take it. By this point there are 4 in the game. The pistol is really great this season, and I love it. One of the weapons they unvaulted is the heavy sniper, and I love the feel of it when you shoot. Even body shots do a lot of damage. I didn't get to use it this match though, because I died after jumping over a gap. Thankfully, this is the last missing game of the 100 drops. There have been 5 in total. My notes say I was killing one of the henchmen when I was shot with a sniper and then finished. I killed this player who had the vault keycard and 2 of the new exotics. The one I picked up is the heisted Blink SMG, which gives you the zero dash ability after reloading it. I almost won a game off screen with it as well. I opened the vault and realized just how stacked it actually is. There's so much gold that you can get maxed out very easily. There are chests that give you guaranteed exotics and a bunch of other chests and ammo boxes. I died to this invader even though I have the right hand peek advantage because I miss all of my shots with the SMG. They lived with 2 HP. One of the other unvaulted weapons is the suppressed pistol, which is a fun substitute for the tactical pistol. I find them both equal. In this fight however, I only needed my shotgun. I got ambushed at the capture point and it didn't end well. The third unvaulted item I found were the dualies. They're cool, but my problem with them is that they don't really fill any niche. They are too slow to replace a normal pistol, but too inaccurate to replace an AR. Picked up a few kills while everyone was fighting each other. The dualies helped me secure the kill on this Geralt as well. After a few minutes, I find the keycard hidden inside a pile of loot, and this time I enjoyed the vault uninterrupted. I get another kill and hit this player a few times. Because I'm a bot, I failed to kill this total bot of a player and we both get rifted. I reposition myself in a safe place so I can... Well, I thought it was a safe place. Game 100. Obviously I'm wearing the tier 100 with the max level style. I killed this fishhook when they were distracted by a henchman. I decided to foolishly approach the person opening the vault because I thought I could be like the player who killed me in game 97. I forgot that I'm trash. And that's it. That's all 100 drops. Don't leave yet. I still have to impart all of the knowledge I've gained over the course of the 100 drops. Starting with my thoughts on the last building. The large medieval building was my main drop spot in Faulty Splits before I started the 100 drops because it's large and has a lot of loot and it's the highest building so you have the height advantage over other players around you. I drop at the top because there is a decent chance for the Oathbound chest to spawn there which gives good loot. That building is still my main drop spot, but I've learned a lot more about Faulty Splits as a whole. I've learned most of the chest and loot spawns. My recommendations are the large medieval building at first place, the Wright medieval building at second, the grey building at third, the brown building at fourth, and the bowling alley at fifth place. I wouldn't recommend landing at these buildings and this one is alright. In total, I managed to get 248 kills, but only 2 wins. This low win count is because Faulty Splits is a very popular and hot POI, so you die off spawn often. Trust me, I'm not that bad at the game. If I decide to do another 100 drops, I'll do them all in build mode and see how my win and kill rates compare between the 2 modes. Thank you for watching the entire video and see you in the next one.